Music still on MTV, her 2 kids in high school. Tell her that she's uncool, cause she's still preoccupied. 1917. Yeah, no, we're here to talk about 1985 from Bowling for Soup, 1917 from Sam Mendes. Just... 1917 is directed by Sam Mendes and stars George McKay and Dean Charles Chapman. 1917 is a World War I movie, and it is the story of 2 British soldiers sent on a mission to cross enemy lines and deliver a message to their fellow comrades that could potentially save thousands of lives. And it is actually loosely based on a tale that Sam Mendes' grandfather, who served in World War I, used to tell him as a child. So how is 1917? Well, let's start off by first talking about the good. So my first positive with this movie is how it's shot. This movie is shot in one long continuous take. Not only is it beautiful camera work, but it also places you right in the action. When the action takes place in the movie, you really don't feel like an audience member watching it through the lens of a camera. You feel more like you're in the battle too with these soldiers, and you're holding the camera. It creates a lot of genuine tension. When the main characters are getting shot at, you feel like you're getting shot at too. Another positive I take away from this movie is that it doesn't fit the conventional mold of a war movie. In fact, I'd hardly even call it a war movie. It's more of a combination of a war movie and a survival movie. And I think that it's an incredibly effective war/survival movie. Again, the plot of the movie is 2 soldiers traveling through enemy territory to deliver a message. They're not charging into battle with a platoon of fellow soldiers hot on their heels, but they're simply just trying to survive their journey through enemy territory. And this movie does a great job of balancing the war and survival elements. So my first negative of this movie is, unfortunately, the camera work I just praised. Look, like I said, it captures the action very well, but sometimes it just doesn't work. Because, let's face it, having an entire movie in one long continuous shot is very limiting. Don't get me wrong, long shots are a great way to capture action. Whether you're talking about this movie or the John Wick movies have a lot of action sequences with really long shots. But when it's not an action sequence in this movie, and it's a dialogue sequence, you feel like you're just walking with these 2 soldiers, eavesdropping on their conversation. Which frankly is kind of creepy. I just couldn't get used to it. And on top of that, the camera never leaves a 20-foot radius of either character. The camera never pans upwards above eye level. Look, I get what they were trying to do. They want the audience to feel like they were with these soldiers throughout the entire journey. But I feel like all the limitations they put on the camera work for this movie really held back a lot of the dialogue scenes. Another negative I have with this movie is it's about 10 to 15 minutes too long. And there's no scene in particular I think that just should have been cut. There was just a handful of scenes that dragged a couple minutes longer than they needed to. Overall, I liked 1917. I thought it was a solid war movie that breaks the conventional war movie mold and makes for a great survival movie as well. It's definitely a theater experience, and I think it's worth the price of admission. I'm going to give 1917 a B+. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to keep yourself updated on future content. Also, my buddy Jeremy from the Daily Rotation, he has his review up for 1917. I put a link in the description. Go check it out.